Welcome back, everyone. It's Alon here, and this is AcornProductions. Thank you for joining me if you're new here, and thank you for being with me if you're not new here. It's been a very interesting week. So we've essentially kept everything very similar to what it was last week, and if we have a look here, we've slightly increased a few percentage points. We've essentially achieved what I wanted to, which was, as you can see, normally after the back of a good 1-2 months, it's negative. So I really wanted to protect myself against that. We had our best month ever, and I wasn't in the mood to give it all away. I wanted to maintain the profits, and to be honest, we're a little bit, we're honestly right on track for halfway through the year. Sort of percentage goals, we want to get between 20 and 40% a year. If there's an opportunity to do better, we will go for it. But we're already halfway to our goal for this year, which is very, very promising. Now, portfolio-wise, if you didn't tune in last week, you can see here we're sitting on around 40% cash. We sold about 10% of the portfolio, which was in the reserves. It would be less than 10% now because everything else has grown. And this is honestly just a lot of profit taking. We've trimmed a lot of profits, anything from Facebook to mostly cryptos. We've completely closed out of Coinbase and MicroStrategies, and we've essentially taken heavy profits from what I believe to be a market that is about to be very volatile. So we have succeeded in lowering our risk score from 5 to 4, which is pretty good considering we have a part of our portfolio up to 20% that's in crypto. So that's really good, but really stuff was expanding, and I'll show you guys an example. We were holding MicroStrategies, and this thing was really fluctuating on some days 20%. It was going up and down 20% on some days. You can see it looks very steady, like it's going upwards, but if you zoom out on the graph, it's ridiculously steep what's going on at the moment. Obviously it's pumping up with the price of Bitcoin, but when you zoom out, it does not look sustainable, guys. Look at this. It just does not make sense for that to keep going. I sold our last part at 1300. I did a little post about it. It doesn't look like it was, the maximizing correct play, but what I've learned personally in my own investing experience is that there's no shame in taking profits. There's really no shame. We had a 300% position. There's absolutely no shame in not squeezing another 20% out of it. It was really one of our best, essentially, investments yet. But we need to keep in mind what smart people like Warren Buffett said. When everyone's buying, it's probably a good time to sell, and when everyone's selling, it's probably a good time to buy. Now, that being said, the crypto bull market is probably just starting. So if you guys didn't know, we've got a lot of greed in the market right now, and it's really just the start of the bull run. Historically, there's a bull run, which means everything goes up, but with the crypto sort of space, it happens around the Bitcoin halving. So the Bitcoin halving is going to happen about in a month, maybe a little bit more than a month. We'll see what day it falls on, but maybe around April 20th, we're going to see a Bitcoin halving, and that typically has a little bit of a dip or something like that, if it's anything like it was historically, and then things go up for a few hundred days, so that's sort of what we're looking for. What's different at the moment with Bitcoin is the ETFs that have been getting approved. So that's really just funneling money into the asset, and I'm a firm believer in Bitcoin long term. It's just these ETFs are really putting a twist on things and making things a little bit harder to predict. That being said, the greediness is at all-time highs. Not all-time highs, but very, very high up there, and it really does concern me. We can see that Bitcoin at the moment, if we have a look here, it is essentially pushing all-time highs, and you can see a very steep increase. It may continue to go up. It may continue to go up till 100,000. But that being said, guys, I am looking for a time to rebuy into Bitcoin. It is something that I really like, but now that we have a sort of different market coming on, we might be looking towards the end of the month when we're going to start looking to rebuy into things. We might start looking to buy into smaller sort of options in the crypto industry, which are probably going to see a lot more upsize than Bitcoin is now, because they all follow the king. Bitcoin's the king of that industry. We can see ETH is very close. This is the second biggest crypto to being at all-time highs. Crypto being a small part of our portfolio, but it has done very well for us. Now, one of our biggest holdings is actually doing the worst, which is quite interesting, which is Tesla. So while our crypto has been doing good, Tesla is one of our main holdings from our main strategy. You can see it should be around 18% of our portfolio. But as you can see, it's actually decreased. We have made a lot of profit, so that's also why it's decreasing. But if we have a look at the Tesla price, it's sort of giving a mixed signal if we're looking at the price action. One is sort of it's still uptrending when you look at the big sort of picture, but then it really looks like in the past few years it's downtrending. So it's different, just looking at the price won't tell you much, but at the end of the day, this is a company that I believe in. It's got a very smart person running it, Elon. It's really doing a bunch of things, not just cars. It's making money, which is real sort of big money. And to be honest, we all see Teslas driving around everywhere. People like this product. So that's something very interesting about it. So what we're going to do, we're going to be looking at reinvesting a lot of these profits and rebalancing our portfolio towards the end of this month. So for a lot of people that have been asking me and wanting to put more money in, it's probably going to be sometime in the next month a good opportunity to put more money in, or in the next 2 months. You might want to wait for a little bit of a dip in the portfolio. Hopefully, I know this sounds weird, but hopefully that does happen. We'll sit on some cash, but hopefully there's a bit of a dip maybe later this month or April, at least in the cryptocurrency space, which will allow us to buy in some good assets and maybe ride them out for the next year or so, or next 6 months or year or so. We'll see how it goes, but we're looking really, really good on track, guys. As I told you last year, we're going to have a really good year in 2024. I won't keep this video too long, but thank you all for tuning in. I'll catch you guys all next time, and we'll see what exciting things we're going to start rebalancing and doing to our portfolio at the end of this month, and we'll go from there.